Yes, let's continue to get lengthy together. Thank you for tuning into episode number 7 of the Lengthy Lads podcast. You know the drill, you're joining 4 hosts, me, the average FC player, Annoying Mouse, Shane and Azza, to talk all things EAFC 24. Now, I have a feeling there aren't many people in here that are getting particularly lengthy over the game at the moment. In fact, some of us here are the opposite of lengthy over the state of affairs. Last week, I was a girthy 100-year-old oak tree trunk ready to wax lyrical. This week, I'm a tiny little acorn ready to be buried by a squirrel. There's something missing, something large, and I can't quite put my finger on the problem. Anyway, my weekend league and rivals experience weren't particularly enjoyable this weekend, gentlemen. However, I did get my 11 wins, and I managed to grab an untradeable Virgil van Dijk to bring into the squad alongside like your Martin Odegaard SBC, who, by the way, is unbelievable. Boys, how are you? And how was your weekend league? Let's start with Mouse.
Yeah, I'm really good, mate. All ready for Halloween tomorrow with the kids. But apart from that, the weather's absolutely diabolical, so don't think we're going out much. But so champs wise, I actually did really well this week. I went 10-1 to start, and then the problem is I just can't be asked to go past 11. So once I got to 10-1, I just played first goal wins basically. So yeah, got to 11 and didn't get a walkout. So yeah, absolute pain to be honest from rewards. Suker, best striker on the game, comfortably best striker on the game, who I got out of the icon pack live on the show last week. Yeah, and he was actually really good, to be fair. I was massively surprised with him. Few good players. Alvarez was amazing this week. Such a good card. And my biggest transformation, as I alluded to on the pod last week, is using R1 to defend. I just didn't defend all weekend. Literally just stood there, defended.
AI did it for you.
Defended the space, used R1. And that was pretty much how I played the game. And it was perfect. Didn't go over any penalties. I had one red card, which was my mistake because I made a ridiculous challenge. I don't generally like using it because it feels a bit of a cheat, but the AI know how to defend and we don't. So especially on new gen, I don't think on old gen it's as bad, but on new gen, if you touch someone, that's it. It's a penalty and a red card. So, but the AI doesn't do that when it's defend. So happy days. So yeah, really good week to be fair. Bit bored now because I've got nothing to do at all until next week. But yeah, all good.
Apart from grind the menus. Right, Shane, what about you, mate?
I decided to give the ladies a run out this weekend. Made a full team, 21 chem, just to see how I could get on with them. And I hit 14 wins, 14-5 I went, which surprised me because I thought my backline would struggle. Big shout out to Martha Thomas, who was incredible, seemed to finish everything. Mallard again, impressed. I just bit gutted she ain't getting any upgrades now because Man U lost to PSG. But yeah, I mean, I had no issues with gameplay. It seemed pretty chill, to be honest. But yeah, I was quite impressed with them.
Did you play on Friday or Saturday?
Cards out there. I started it Friday night, but didn't get many done, and then I finished it Saturday morning.
I was struggling Saturday afternoon.
I would just go to 11, but I was like 11-3, and I thought I may as well just carry on and see how many I can get, and I got 14. So the rewards were terrible. I got the Barca ladies centre back 88.
That's his favourite.
My 385 was dreadful. I got that Magul from Bayern Munich 87. Yeah. But yeah, I was just happy that I managed to get 14 with them. No tactics set up, everything default, 4-2-4. Just go and play the game.
Sounds like it was a better experience than mine. My gameplay wasn't fantastic, but Azza, what about yours, mate?
A bit like Shane, I had quite a bit of fun with the ladies, but outside of my personal life, in FUT Champs I did get 14 wins, which was pretty good. Again, I probably could have got 16 if I weren't so tired, to be fair. I did my qualifiers and
me too.
Weekend league, which every week I keep saying to myself, why do I do that? Why do I do that? And then I get the text, you doing this, do you want to come out, whatever, and I just completely forget to do them. So hopefully this week I will do them. Rewards were pretty rubbish, to be fair. I don't think I had anything of note. The Hullet Gang left back female for Barcelona. in the 85 by 3. It's always a stinker when that 85 times 3 is not a double walkout, because it's just like, really, you're going to do that to me. Didn't really make too much coins off of it besides the coins you get for getting 14 wins. So keeping the fodder. Got the hero SBC to do. I'll probably do it once. And, no doubt the boy Jude is going to get a player of the month. So I'm hoping I can keep as much fodder for him, because he's one of my favourite players on the game and in real life. So he's my goal going forward in Ultimate Team.
I've taken 2 things out of that. The first one is that you put your social life above FIFA, which is something that nobody ever does. And the second thing is a Welshman saying that an Englishman is one of his favourite players in the world at the moment. That is unheard of behaviour. That's blasphemy from you right there. But anyway, I'm not going to complain about it. We'll get into gameplay. We'll get into the state of affairs of the game, etc. It's in a bit of a state, I think, at this very moment in time. There's been a lot of back and forth on Twitter between active members of the community. We've had a re-up of this DDA issue that Azza's been talking about on his Twitter. A few issues with passing and whatnot. However, we wanted to change it up slightly on the pod this week. We wanted to delve into the transfer market, into trading, into something that the 3 of us, or 4 of us, in fact, have kind of little to zero experience with. So we're really excited to have brought on a guest to today's pod. I actually can't flipping believe it, because it's another Liverpool fan. I think there's some sort of issue here. Every guest that gets thrown into our group chat seems to be a Liverpool fan. One of them has made himself a permanent member of the bloody podcast as well. This guy, he's a self-proclaimed below average FIFA player or FC player. He's a transfer market wizard. He is the owner of the Tag Trading and Gameplay server. It's FTTAM Ash. We are just going to call him Ash for this pod. Thank you so much for coming on, mate. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Excited to be here, to be honest. Love your pods, listen to them every week, and yeah, it's an honour.
Oh, thanks, mate. Really appreciate it.
We thought, with the lack of league SBCs and grindable content currently in the game, we thought, why not start trying to trade? We know nothing whatsoever about it. So we've brought on Ash to see if he can help us to boost our coin balance so we can actually get some of these player SBCs done, but also to give you guys a bit of a help if you haven't got a clue as us, because, how else do you make coins without buying coins or without putting on FC points? It's a massive struggle to get there at the moment. So, Ash, let's dive straight in, mate. Where did you start with trading, and why did you start trading?
I began trading maybe 5 years ago, mainly due to buying loads of FIFA points all the time, and you get into the EA way where they sort of trap you and lure you in. You feel like you're missing out, and the only way to do it is to buy the FIFA points. So I looked around and I found some free trading groups back on Facebook. This was years back, and just got really into it. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed making coins more than I do actually playing the game, and it's just gone on from there, year to years, learning new tricks, how to do new things. It's relatively quite simple, to be honest. Having a lot of patience is key, and don't get yourself down too much when you lose some coins.
Yeah, I said earlier that as soon as I buy a player, I lose 30k on a player. So I'm absolutely terrible at spotting the dips, the highs, everything like that. So, as an absolute rank beginner, what do you think? What's a good starting point if looking to try and get into trading?
Well, definitely be the low methods like marquee matchups, buying them on Saturdays, holding them some Thursday. You double your coins on them every week. Then there's a fodder, that's easy as well. Going low, 84s, 85s. Every single midweek there'll be SBCs that wax 2-3k per card. Fluctuation trading, meta trading, there's loads of different methods. But start off with, I'll just keep it simple. Literally low budget, low risk, like I said, you'll be patient. You might wait a week. You might wait the next day. But the SBCs are coming now on EA. Like, every day there's a new one. And because there's no way to get fodder at the moment, because the packs are so bad, weekend leagues are dreadful. The only way you can do it is buy the FC points.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, yeah, that's the way the game's going. It's quite a sad state, but yeah, I'll just start low budget, whatever you've got. I put 70% of the coins into trading, 30% into my team. Don't ever hold on to big cards too long because they seem to drop all the time.
So, if on a dig, so say like for then, so you mentioned like 84s, 85s, things like that. When's like your buy times for those sorts of cards?
Anytime that there's a big influx on them, normally you have the weekend league, and Fridays are always good. People buy loads of packs.
Yeah.
You can win them on bids much cheaper than you can sniping them. I normally try and stack up my club 100 in it every time and 50 on the other list, and then just wait a couple of days and sell them. Then we've got like meta card traders, like ones that go out packs, like Mendy, and who else was it this week? There's quite a few of them. They've done really well.
I know. Just wanted to ask Ash as well. I know obviously some people try to avoid leaking on and leaks and stuff like that on Twitter. Obviously it's gradually got worse. Like you're getting 2 or 3 promos ahead now before they've even come out. Does that help now? Because I know obviously I follow you on Twitter and we talk a lot, and I know you follow the people on there that leak stuff. Does that help you even more now to make coins on certain players and stuff like that?
I
When you know
preferred it.
SBCs are coming.
I preferred it before the leaks, where you had to like look for players that scored goals at the weekend, who could be in the team of the week, bit of manual work, bit of guesswork, and you probably make more coins that way. The big problem now is obviously the leaks; they get sold to big discords straight away. So even before the leak comes out, the player's up 2-3k a card. So you're really chasing the.
I mean, I've always promoted Ash because I find that there's all these discords and stuff like that, and they're always charging. So I've always promoted you because I know that you give everything away for free. Like all your advice is always free on Twitter, and I just think that's a good thing to do.
I like trying to help as many people as I can. Just stop buying the FIFA points, earn yourself some coins during the week, and try and get the players you want.
And I think I've started to a little bit this FIFA, not anywhere near as much because I haven't really a clue and not had lots of coins to. But I just think the game is, like Ash said, it's getting worse in terms of there's no way to get fodder unless you buy in store packs. So I think if you're not following Ash on Twitter, 100% do it and make coins the way that he does, because you're going to fall into a trap of spending so much money on this game.
Yeah, I agree.
So I couldn't promote him enough.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I've actually asked Ash a couple of times already during this game of what to do and what to sell. Because the problem is, if I pack a big card, I generally don't know what I'm doing. I don't know when to sell it or anything like that. So what are the easy things to look out for in a week? So say like team of the week. Is there anything specific you look for, or is it just sort of looking at what players have scored and then obviously waiting for the leaks, or is there anything like we could be doing?
Yeah, you need to follow a few games. Obviously the big clubs, if a player scores 2 goals straight away, that card will be up 10-20k if it's a decent card.
Yeah.
So normally if there's 1 goal's gone in, like say Harry Kane, he scores the first goal early, you think to yourself, well, there's quite a high chance that he's going to get a second goal in that game.
Yeah.
So you can always buy that gold card. Obviously, there's a risk involved in this if you don't get the second goal. But then when he does get the second goal, you're up 10-15k straight away and you can just sell it.
Okay, so yeah.
But it is mainly you have to follow the games. You have to sit there watching all the games, see what goals go in, assists, goals, match rating. But lots of people do this and the cards shoot up so fast. Like Mo Salah, he shot up loads. Let people know his team of the week's coming. But there's still good money to be made in like the out of pack cards. The gold cards are going to be out of pack for a whole week, especially like high meta cards. They will continue to rise. Like I said, like Mendy this week, the gold Mendy, for me, is probably still the best left back on the game. Maybe not compared to his new one. And for being out of packs for that long, a week, he's going to rise.
So how much would you think like something like that would rise? So how much could you make out of, say, that per
So
card?
if we look at his, so let me just check his
Yeah, that's
charts.
right.
When did he go out of packs? So on Friday when Mendy was leaked, he was 107. He shot up to 118, and then on Saturday he actually started dropping again. This has normally come to over investments. Like lots of people have got on him, and then today he dropped to 104, and now he's up to 109. So yeah, he's probably not the greatest one to invest in this week, mainly due to the leaks and over investments.
So I mean, we've got to obviously point out that there is a risk to obviously
There's a risk in
to
everything.
trading. You know, like I said, I always make a loss anyway. But so like you said, if you want to go with low, so marquee matchup investments, stuff like that, that's obviously is that a better way or a safer guide, if you like?
Yeah, I'd say if there's you could buy 100. So this week's Bayern Munich versus Dortmund is probably my favourite for the week. So you could buy 100 Munich cards for say 350, 400 before this SBC came out today, and then you'll sell them for 850 on Thursday pre-content. So if you put 40k into it, you've got 80k back easy, and it's zero risk.
Yeah.
One thing I will point out about Ash as well, sounds like I'm just brown nosing because he's on here, but I've noticed when you do tweet a lot of stuff, you always put what kind of risk it is. Like you'll say whether it's high risk or low risk, guaranteed to make coins and whatnot. So I think people would appreciate that as well.
Yeah, I try to stick to the low risk on the ones I put out on Twitter and that, because people don't let you forget when they lose some coins. You hear about that for the next year or so. So quite a few people that follow the tweets, I'd rather not lose anyone coins as possible to be that way, but unfortunately there is risk involved in it all.
Yeah, I think with anything like that, it's the same as FC points. There's a risk when you open a pack that what you're going to get. There's a risk in real life in betting and stuff like that. So with anything like that, there's always that risk. So away from Twitter, let's talk about. Is it a Discord or a server?
We run a Discord server, yeah.
Okay.
That's completely free to join.
Let's talk a little bit about that. So what sort of services do you run on there?
We have about 5 traders there, myself included. Like I said, it's all free. We try and keep it as toxic free as possible. We want an environment where everyone's happy, learning. We do help with gameplay, everything basically, anything to do with EAFC or FIFA as I like to call it. Football chat.
Yeah, we all do, mate.
Yeah, and that's it. We got all sorts of tips. We got premium tips, low budget, marquee matchup, out of packs, overnight flips. We have trading guides on it to help people understand why we're doing these tips for them. And like I said, we got quite a few good traders there that love to help out. Good community, and everyone's happy.
That's good. Which is really nice to see that there's not a paid £15 a month, fee on top of that.
I do understand what people do charge money for it, because it is hard work. But the way I see it is, it's more like a hobby for me. I really enjoy helping other people out, make some coins, and you see the reviews on it. People are so happy.
Yeah,
it makes it all worthwhile.
No, which is good to, in the current world of especially with how Twitter is now, that everyone's desperately, trying to get interactions and everything like that. It's quite nice to see someone that's genuinely doing it for the love of the game and love of the community he's in. Which none of us here personally, we don't charge anything for anything. We do the odd reviews and things like that, and where we can help out. And I think it's nice to see that, with something so big as trading, that you're just a free trader, and it's all your advice is free. Can't recommend it enough.
One thing I've always wondered, like when you in your Discord and stuff, and you'll tell people to, like, these are certain players to buy or bid on, invest in, blah blah. What I don't get how, like, if you've got so many people in that Discord or following you on Twitter, surely everybody's going to be bidding on the same players. And
So you're talking about sort of like a pump and dump situation, which quite a few patrons and big discords do, unfortunately. They'll leak a player and tell you to buy him, say, I don't know, 2K, but he was only a K a couple of hours ago, so they would have bought hundreds, maybe thousands of his cards. Quite a horrible thing to do.
So they're just doing that basically to make coins themselves.
Yeah, it's quite a nasty thing to do to people, but it happens a lot. I don't think myself big enough. My Discord's not big enough. My Twitter following's not big enough to really have an effect on the market of cards whatsoever. The market's massive.
But you get some that will list like 10 players, like get these in because for marquee matchups, for example. But then you'll have like a certain 5 or 10 certain players that surely everybody's going to be bidding on the same player.
Yeah, but you forget how big the player base of FIFA is. It's absolutely huge, and we're just a little drop.
So there's more than enough supply, then basically.
Like that won't affect it whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's massive discords with hundreds of people, maybe 1,000 people going in on the market at once, then obviously you're going to see a rise or dip in it. But for us small fish, I don't think it will affect the market whatsoever.
I think you're right. I think we do forget sometimes how small of a part of the community that we are. This is why we have the issue that we do with people buying FC points and EA pushing said points. Just because there is so many casuals out there that will just play at the weekend and come and dump 40 quid a week. You know, especially the guys, sort of the 20-year-olds, like the building trade, that sort of trade, that will just come in and they've just got money they can just go and throw at it, because they do generally work their nuts off during the week, and then at the weekend they just throw money away, whether that's down the pub or playing FIFA. And I think we sit outside of that. Yes, I know Azza goes out and gets off his tits all the time, but like we're for the likes of me, Shane, Ryan, we're not we've more sort of settled down and stuff like that, and it's we don't want to spend money on the game all the time, especially when we had this conversation the other day. It's a £90 game, and I currently play it at the weekend. That's it. So I play this game 3 days a week for a £90 game, when they've got a free game like Fortnite that I'd probably go and play the other 4 days a week if I wanted to play all 7 days. So it's something that, this is why I wanted with the trading on here, is because I'd quite like to do something outside of that. So how much sort of time does it take a week, Ash? So say I wanted to try and make 100 grand to 200k a week. Well, how much investment would I need to put in time wise?
Like I said, it varies really. You can fill up your lists within maybe an hour and just bid in, and then you can just sit them, leave them there for like 2 or 3 days and sell them again. Or you can get involved in doing flips, and you can sit there all day doing it.
Yeah.
Time really, if you just want to do it basically, it's not much time at all. A lot less time than playing a weekend league, that's for sure. And a lot less stress. But it depends how far you want to go into it. I mean, if you want to be making like millions, and people sit there all day on it, like all day and all night, just flipping gold cards, flipping special cards, icon flips, they make people happy to make 2k a card and do it all day long.
Yeah, so I mean, with like icon flip, so what I tell you, is that lower end of the icon market, is it?
It's like a fluctuation trading basically. So if there's a leak of an icon coming or an icon SBC, then normally there's a lot of panic selling just before that. Well, as soon as the leak comes out, so people will buy them at the low. After the SBC turns up and it's mega money, or just the pack rate's awful as it normally is. The people that panic sold them cards, they want them back in their team again. So they'll go and buy it for another 40, 50k than what they sold it for. And unless you have a massive market crash, you can make money in that every single week.
Okay, so that's another option. I mean, personally, I've only got 190k coins because I've just been buying those store packs. But it is something, like I said, it's something that does interest me because it's a nice way of making coins. Have you boys got any other questions?
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. Realistically speaking, could you use your Discord and do it full time, and then make a shit ton of money selling the coins that you have created or you've made to coin distributors?
Yes, of course you can. Price of coins is always high at the start of FIFA. I mean, all the way through the years. But yeah, there are coin buyers out there that buy coins. I know a few. Last year, at the end of was it team of the year, I sold about 20 mil of my coins, and team of the season I sold 50 mil. That paid for the new FIFA, load of FIFA points at the start, I'm ashamed to say. And
It's come from the profit that you made anyway, so it's going back into
I
it.
would,
So
would advise though,
gives
be
you a
very
head start.
careful. There's a lot of scamming coins it's about. You have to hand over your email address, or your logins basically.
Right.
And yeah, you do hear horror stories, but then there's also some good trusted ones. Like I'm partnered with one. I'm obviously not going to shout it out. It's not about that. But yeah, anyone in my Discord is 100% trusted. I can vouch for them all. There'll be no scammers there at all.
Yeah, I really like that. I just think like the idea that, I mean, Mousy is saying that you would like to get into trading just to give the game another outlet or whatnot, or have a different outlet on the game itself. The kind of underarching, I guess, idea that I could be, or you could be, or whoever could be earning money by making coins is like a really strange but also pretty cool sentiment that you could think of, or way of thinking.
It is a good way. Like you said, a lot of people haven't got a lot of money at the moment.
Yeah.
If they've got a lot of time in their hands, then yeah, it's a good way to a little side income, I suppose.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like to open a lot of packs as well, and I hate buying FIFA points now.
And also, like, Shane, you might want to jump in here. Like, you've been talking on Twitter quite a lot to people about League SBCs, and you know the reason that we absolutely adore like League SBCs is because we can open packs constantly over and over and over and over again. Like
Yeah.
Shane, you are the
That
godfather
is,
of it.
I'm
So
not. Listen, I've said it before, mate. It is an addiction. For me, the gameplay, although it's a game you play in football, the gameplay for me is not enough to keep me on here. I need a menu grind or something like that. Like I've tipped my hat to traders and stuff. I've tried it. I just can't. I don't have the patience for
yeah,
it. But funnily enough, I do to be grinding League SBCs.
Yeah, I was going to say you're happy to sit there for
I know
24 hours a day doing the
I
SBCs.
know. It sounds bizarre.
It is an addiction, like you said. The packs, watching them flashy lights appear.
It is, yeah. It's the chase. You're after the chase. When you pack
chase,
something
yeah.
good, it's like it's
I
just
packed Team of
gives
the
you
Year
that bit of buzz.
Mbappe. I think it was not last year's, season before, and I was dancing around my front room like an idiot. Like the missus is like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Honestly, mate, I'm 34 years old, and when I pulled R9, Prime R9, like 2 days after it'd been released from the La Liga SBC, and I went nuts. We just ordered a takeaway, and it came, and I was like, I'm not hungry anymore.
And then you came.
fucking no.
It was nuts. It is that. You're grinding, and then when you hit that big pull, you get it's like a buzz from it. That's what you've been chasing. But yeah, I mean, Mao said it as well. The gameplay for me is just it's not enough for me to keep me motivated with it. Like I do my champs now just because it's the only thing to do, sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm still quite enjoying the game, but then I work a lot, so I don't have much time to actually play it. Probably like 2-3 hours an evening once the kids are in bed. So I'm not like on it all day long. So I suppose that's different. But yeah, I quite enjoy it. I get home and it's my release. I can sit there and play FIFA for a couple of hours. Yeah, get stressed out, screaming at the TV. But yeah, I think if I was sitting there playing it all day, I think I'd feel a lot different than what I do now.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's true. That's what gaming should be. I think we've said this on a previous pod as well. Like gaming should be that release. You should be able to switch on the game and enjoy yourself every single time you play it. And I think if you're able to do that, Ash, then that's perfect. And EA are doing something right for you in that sense. But I think that, like you said before, those that aren't, that have got a little bit more time on their hands, like maybe your uni students or your kids that aren't at school, like me at the moment, we just if you're able to play over and over and over again, you're going to get more frustrated about it or over it.
Yeah, there's a lot of glitches still, isn't there? It's like I've been ashamed about it, and how they can charge people £90 for this game when it was nowhere near ready.
No,
to
it's
come
exactly.
out.
It's an unfinished product, isn't it? The one thing that I would say, or the one way I would look at it, is there are aspects of the game which are really, really good. But the passing aspect of it is like watching my team play Sunday League. It's disgraceful. Like, you get one incredible pass at 70-yard ping from the central midfielder out to the winger, and one where your centre backs pass into your centre mid and they're 5 yards away and they've booted out for a throw in. So it just makes, maybe it is realistic, but only realistic if you're a Sunday League footballer like me. So it's just one of them. It's a really, really it's a strange place to be, I think, at the moment, is the way I would say.
Are you guys still playing on the new gen, or have you gone back to the
Yes,
old gen?
I am, yeah.
I'm always
I'm
old,
new
mate.
gen.
I'm always old.
I started off in the new gen. I really enjoyed it, and then I just had to switch back. I just couldn't play no more. It's like something happened. Like I said, the passing was awful. I was glitching out. So I went back to old gen, and I was enjoying it again. It's a real shame. So this year, I wanted to play new gen from the start.
I was exactly the same, mate. And I will try it whenever there's a patch. I always try it and go back. But I just think if the option's there to play old gen and I enjoy it more, I might as well just stick with that.
Well, a lot of people say that.
We've said it before. Like, we all love football, and it's the only football game, so we feel obliged to have to kind of stick to it, despite the glitches and bugs and faults with it.
Exactly.
We have to play it because we need that football fix.
Yeah.
Defo. I've just got one last question, actually, Ash. So it's been a bit of a hot thing with people getting transfer bans. I've seen recently, traders and stuff like that. Do you guys in the Discord and that get affected by it at all? A lot getting banned or not?
This comes down to a lot of greed, and if you go into like silver cards and stuff like that, and they're selling at 10k, and you bought 10 or 15 of them for say 600 coins, straight away you're flagged by the EA bots, and you've lost it. You're banned.
I think people have been having trouble with these Evos as well, haven't they?
Yes.
Because they've been selling commons.
Massively.
Well, Neto's still picking 10k, isn't it? Yeah.
10K.
Mavididi as well, wasn't there?
Yeah. I'm sure there was someone I speak to on Twitter as well. He's been banned. I can't remember who it was now.
Yeah, it's mainly due to buying loads of gold cards, and then suddenly they're required for the evolution players or an SBC, and you've bought say 10 or 20 of them, and then they're all sold for 10k. Yeah, EA are going to flag that straight away. That looks like a coin move.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So when these evolutions come out, I would say don't go mad. Try and snipe like 4 or 5 of them, sell 10, but don't list them all at the same time. Try and list them over a little bit of time, even as a 10-minute break from each one. But if you flood the market then, and another way they catch you, if some person buys the same card off you 2 or 3 times, and that looks like you're selling that person coins.
Okay, yeah, good point.
That's an instant flag for them. That also give you a ban as well.
So is there ways around that? Can you appeal it?
Like I said, I just wouldn't be greedy and sell like hundreds at once, 20 at once, try and spread the time out a little bit. And
I mean, I don't see that. That's another thing I've always wondered then. So, because when people buy coins, like, how do they get the coins in your club so quickly without it being flagged?
Well, they'd have a coin account. So, say there'll be some trader's got 20 million he wants to sell. He would hand over his account to the coin shop. They'll take your account, put it on, and let's say they buy, I don't know, an icon that's worth 3 million or whatever. They'll snipe that on your account for 200k, 300k, or whatever the minimum is. And they'll sell them again for 3 million, leaving you the 2.7 in your club. Okay. And that's how it does. There's bots out there
EA wouldn't flag that up?
No, because EA can't say you listed a player too cheap. It could be an accident. You could accidentally.
We do see it. Yeah,
there's no proof where you can list a player at any cost. You list a player too high, they'll flag you. You sell anything what you want for as cheap as you want.
Of course, yeah.
And you say, my finger slips, and I listed it for 100k instead of 1 million.
I suppose, good point.
That's the only safe way of people moving coins. You hear about other shops that do bids and stuff, and like a high bid on a player, and that's very risky.
Well, you can see it anyway when people are moving coins normally, can't you? You can see it on the transfer market.
Yeah, like you see the players like on the list, and he's 200k above the others. That is a high risk coin move. No decent coin shop would do that. They'd snipe cards all day, dirt cheap.
Give me some ideas, and I will definitely be joining the Discord. So, just for everyone, could you just shout out your Discord, mate?
It'd probably be easier if I drop the link in on your Twitter bit, I suppose.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's EAFC 24 trading and gameplay server.
Perfect.
Yeah, it'd be hard to find. If I could drop the link underneath your.
Yeah, we retweet it anyway. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll send the link over to you guys and sort that out.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Ash, for all the information.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me.
Man, absolute pleasure.
I think I'm definitely going to adopt that 70-30 approach. 70% kind of into any investments you want to make and 30% into your team. I think that's a really good approach to take, to be fair.
I mean, if you do want to play more serious, you can go 50-50. But I would advise, try and keep yourself as much as you get. Obviously, you make more coins, and more coins you have, the better when the team of you comes around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
I've been buying packs with coins. That's why my coins are not really going up, because I'm making what I make in a week from champs and stuff, and I'm using the coins to buy.
Yeah, that's a bad habit to get into, especially with the way the packs are.
But this Centurions, to be fair, I've not bought one. I refuse to buy them now.
Yeah,
because it's just constant. You look in the store at the minute, there's got to be 6-7 promo packs.
Insane. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Well, it is. You think the first month of the game, and there's 3,000 FIFA point packs out,
That's
300k
crazy,
packs.
isn't it? Criminal.
Like, how not many people have even got 300k in their team. If you think about the whole base of it.
There's a 3,000 point one at the minute, a 2,500, a 2,000. I mean, how much is that in pounds?
A lot.
You've got to be looking at 100 quid.
Yeah.
The greed this year is like awful. Never seen nothing like it, and you can only hope that. I just really hope that FIFA come out of a new game next year and there's a competition, and you have to pack their ideas up.
Yeah, it needs it. It definitely needs it.
They need competition. They've got monopoly on the football game. No other game, no other choice.
I mean, I know we've got these 100 Centurion one today, which are like rare golds. And to be fair, I've done about 20 now, and I've had a bit of fodder. But I think they've been holding back on fodder SBCs and stuff because they want people to get the fodder from these store packs now. That's the only thing I can think it is.
Yeah,
because fodder seems so hard to come by this FIFA.
Now, speaking of those Centurions packs, I'm wondering whether we should all open one just to see if anyone can get anything decent.
I think you should, because it's your idea.
You've done. You're bored of 3-player packs now.
I can't.
I don't know. I would like to say one thing. In 27 minutes, Sorloff, my boy, he's got an assist, he's won a penalty, and he's scored in 27 minutes. All I'm saying. The game's nuts. It's 3-1 currently in 29 minutes, but I think there's been another goal.
Yeah, well, I got Simon Mignolet.
Get invested in Sorloff then, boy.
Yeah.
Absolute mayhem.
Who does he play for?
Villarreal.
Oh, right.
But it's midweek though. Don't get anything for
midweek.
Ash
they won't get.
Ash is traded like Spidey senses already now. Where do I find him? Where do I find him?
Yeah, it's unlikely getting this. Well, he won't get in it. It's his midweek.
But yeah, October Player of the Month though.
Just readying up that pack for you guys. See what I can get. My pack luck's been quite good this year. So
yeah,
well, I got Simon Mignolet. So
I'll rip mine open. See what happens. Oh, Rudiger. Is that Rudiger? It's Rudiger, but it's a dupe, and it's untradeable.
Oh, I've got an icon.
Unbelievable.
Oh, no, it's not. It's Dunk. It's Dunk. Damn, it's still good.
Oh, you say that?
The camera on.
No way.
I don't know if you can see it. Oh, where's the camera?
Yeah.
Dunk.
There he is.
Love that.
Not bad.
Lewis.
That's incredible.
Dunk, Medina, and Zinzi. Yeah, I can't even say it. Zinzinski.
That's the pod.
Do your Centurions upgrades, people. Do those upgrades.
Oh, obviously I've got Irene Paredes.
Yeah, I got
You couldn't make it up.
It's either Carnu or Paredes. It's unreal. It's
ridiculous. I did have a mini heart attack yesterday with the Dutch Centurion icon. I was like, oh my God, hold it. And it's Ronald
Even
Koeman.
so,
That's
that
fine.
is
Yeah,
decent.
good ball. Yeah,
Decent.
Koeman's good.
I haven't
He's
packed.
good, man.
I haven't packed one Centurion yet. I've not even had like the Dortmund left back. I've not
I
seen.
had
any
one
of
in
them.
my picks.
Fuck, I haven't told you boys, actually. I packed that Garoyo, or whatever her name is, the centre mid from PSG.
Oh, decent.
Fancy
Brilliant.
yesterday. Forgot she's really good as well, to
Tasty.
be fair.
She was in most people's weekend league teams against me this year. This weekend.
Yeah,
in
I
fact.
think she's
And
got
also,
a high pull, I think.
her and Virgil van Dijk. Everybody seemed to have Virgil van Dijk. Like literally everybody, apart from me, and then I packed him, so I was happy. But
Yeah, I've not.
so many
Weird.
people seem to have him this weekend. Anyway, Ash, like really, really appreciate that, mate. That's really like a really nice little bit of insight into the trading market. I thought we could have a little bit of fun today, gents. Just towards the end of the pod, before Azza goes into his predictions for the weekend, etc., etc. Now, when I was younger, I used to watch a show called Room 101. Main premise of the show was celebrities were invited to discuss their kind of pet hates and persuade the host to consign them to Room 101, an unopenable room where all the shite that you despise can stay forever. I'm going to be the host, so I'm going to be the judge today, and the four of you are going to tell me what you would like to remove from FC24 or the FIFA franchise, so anything from previously that won't get carried over. And most importantly, you're going to tell me why you want to remove them. And the explanation is obviously going to be the most important thing, because if the explanation's shit, it's not going to go into Room 101, no matter how much I might agree. Do you understand?
Yes.
They're all
Indeed.
nodding.
Hmm?
We're through. Right. I'm going to start with Mouse, because you're the top left of my screen. What would you, if anything, remove from FC24 or the FIFA franchise and throw into Room 101?
I was going to say League SBCs just to see Shane's face. But, I'd remove chemistry. To be fair, it's really odd because this game I've actually playing on about 32, 33, but that's just down to the sheer players that I'm using and I've enjoyed. But I'd throw chemistry because what's the point? It's called Ultimate Team for a reason. You can't build an ultimate team if there's chemistry links involved. Because if I want to play Haaland at centre-back, I should be able to play Haaland at centre-back. Yeah, it would screw me over. But if I wanted to do that, I should be able to do that without having being penalised for it.
My brother said exactly the same.
Yeah, I think it's an outdated thing. We got rid of all the lines. I think it's personally, people still prefer it, but I think it's much better now because you can link a left back to a right wing. If you want, if chemistry means that much, and it does mean to a lot of people. Hopefully Shane played with fuck all this week, so I'm hoping he's kind of seen the light.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say, even after this weekend, it still bothers me not having full chem.
But you should know.
I don't know why. I know.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
should
why.
now know
It
is literally a visual thing. Yeah, I just think it's just, why does it need to be there now? Just get rid of it. Keep it for some SBCs if you want, but in the main game, get rid of it because it doesn't serve a purpose anymore. I don't think it serves a purpose, and you can play without it. Have the chem stars. If you put a chem star on, you get the boost of that. Not to have a watered down boost. Like they already took 4 off a shadow. So if you now water it down, I think it's only like on a 2-star, it's like a 4 boost or whatever it is. It's, it doesn't make that much difference. So, it should be technically making people go for more chemistry, but I'd just ditch it and just get rid of it. I'm done with it.
Mouse is a man after my own heart. He's very clever here because he knows my feelings on chemistry as well. So he's dug a little hole and he's thrown me in with him, I reckon, there. So I've put a few notes down. Chemistry, what's the point? It's not an ultimate team if you can't use the players that you want to use in the positions you want to use them. Doesn't serve a purpose, and it's a little bit watered down. So for me, quite a nice start to Room 101. And to be honest, something that I would throw in there 100%. I'll move across. We'll go to the guest. Ash, what would you do? What would you remove, in fact, from the game?
I would remove EASports.
Yeah. I was going to say
Yeah,
that.
all the employees, every single one, even poor Deborah who's on maternity
Hold on,
leave.
Shane works for EA. Remember, don't forget about this.
Yeah, get them all
The
out.
kitchen staff, all of them.
And the reasons, well, don't really need to give a reason. So
I
my
like
3-year-old
it.
daughter to do a better job.
You're already above Mouse. I'm sorry.
Completed it.
Mouse, you're bottom of the leaderboard now, mate.
Yeah.
I don't need to give a reason. EA Sports, the company, the employees, even Deborah on maternity leave, and my 3 words are they're just shit. I like that. Right. Yeah, it's a fair point. Now I overheard Azza then. He said I was going to say that too. So I'm wondering whether he's got 2 ideas here. But as what you're saying,
Well, I was going to banter and say, everyone that worked on the creation of this game, but my actual thing that I want to put into Room 101, there's so many options, but tifos and crowd stuff that have to be opened for a pack animation. Fucking bin
Nice.
that right off, because it really gets to me. It annoys me so much how much time I have to spend opening them annoying packs. I could be invested in using Ash's tips in that time. So yeah, bin them off, send them into Room 101, and never bring them back.
Do you know what I find the best thing about that is? It's quicker to back out of Ultimate Team, go onto the app, open it on the app, and then go back into Ultimate Team on the console than it is to open the fucking thing on the console.
Yeah.
Which just makes absolutely 0 sense. So, Azza's is tifos, crowd stuff equals shit. That's what I put on.
Yeah.
I can't really add anything else, can
Yeah.
I? Pack animation shite.
TLD.
Shane. This is when Shane throws a curveball and says League SBCs.
I wouldn't take anything away. I love the game.
He's packing Mbappe today.
What have you taken?
I
You've
toyed,
taken something before this pod.
I toyed with the idea of store packs, but I know that is never, ever, ever going to happen. So for me, it would be draws in rivals because they are the biggest waste of time ever.
Yeah.
Like you could come on the game for an hour and draw 3 games, and you've wasted an hour of your time. Like you're gaining nothing from it. What is the point of draws in rivals?
Fair point.
I can't answer that question. I know it was rhetorical, but I can't answer that question.
Strongly agree with that.
There is literally no point. I just don't see why EA want us to waste our own time. There's 15 minutes of my life gone for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and people will come back with, yeah, but you can. It helps with some of the milestones and all that kind of bollocks. Well, fuck that, bollocks to it. I don't need to play for 15 minutes because some little Johnny is probably going to lose to me next game, and I'll win in 3 minutes. So,
but even 90 milestone games only get you a
that
tifo
is
now.
true.
That's horrible.
Which you'll have a pack opening animation for.
So yeah, draws in rivals.
Draws in rivals. Right, so we've got 4 options, gents. We have chemistry, EASports themselves, tifos, and draws in rivals. All right, so for me, I'll get the niceties out the way. If I'm quite honest, I'd chuck them all in there if I could. I'd chuck them all. I'd throw a petrol bomb in there, blow it up, never coming back. All right, perfect. However, I have to pick one. And I think for pure comedic value, I'm going to go for Ash's EASports FC. The game itself, the company itself, they can all be thrown into Room 101. Because let's face it, if there was no EA Sports, there was no FIFA. And we would all have been absolutely buzzing playing Pro Evolution Soccer or eFootball all the way through our lives. And we'd all be happy constantly. So I think for me, as you are the winner of Room 101, well done. Ash, in fact, you're the winner. See, I told you I was going to get this wrong today. Yeah,
twice has happened.
Ash is the winner. Thank you very much. Perfect. Also, shout out Pro Evo 6. I know I said, what a game.
Great game.
I'm sorry, Deborah.
Sorry,
on maternity
Deborah.
leave.
You've been fucking binned.
Good.
You've been screwed again. back to the game that doesn't have a name just yet. It is our real-life football predictor, part of the pod. Ryan is currently in the lead with a cheeky little 10 points, and there's myself on 8, and Shane and Mouse are both tied on 7. And last week, the fixtures that we went in for were the Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Everton, Brighton, Fulham, United and City, and Leeds versus Huddersfield. The results are interesting. We'll go through them in the order they are on my screen. So, Mouse, we'll start with you. You've got a whopping 3 points. You were the only one to get a correct score, and that was the 2-2 draw between Wolves and Newcastle.
Love that.
So you nailed that, to be fair. And outside of that, the only points that the rest of us got were literally just for the result on the Man United game and one of the other games as well. So yeah, it was quite a low scoring week. So you're coming in with 3. Shane is then also coming in with 3. Myself and Ryan both came in with 2. Like I said, just 2 correct winners. Shane did get the bonus point, so he goes and gets the bonus point, which is such a shame because he tried to steal everyone else's minute last week.
That.
And the only reason he had the minute that he did is because of that.
Yeah, well, you should have let me have yours then, shouldn't you?
to luckily get there. And I do think if Mouse hadn't let pride get in the way with Ryan, he probably would have got an extra point because every time it comes to Leeds, he just says, "Fuck you, Ryan." 3-0 to the opposition.
I did make a decision to play properly this week with Leeds.
And we were 4-0 up at half time. So, fuck you, Mouse.
Yeah, exactly. So with those scores, Ryan still stays on top.
I like being on
12
top.
points with his 10 to 12. I heard he's good at it as well.
Especially when I'm lengthy.
And the rest of us are now on an even 10. So it's Ryan out there on 12, and then myself, Shane, and Mouse are all on 10. So this could be a crucial game week, to be fair, for the table. And the crucial games that we have gone with are Brentford at home to West Ham, Everton at home to Brighton, Newcastle at home to Arsenal, which would be a great game to watch, Luton at home to the mighty Liverpool, and Leicester at home to dirty Leeds. So we'll go left to right, seems to be the theme. So we'll start with you, Mouse. If I could get a score prediction for you for Brentford versus West Ham. And just to let you guys know at home, I didn't send the message in the chat beforehand, so I am putting them on the spot here. I'm the only one with predetermined
Can we
results.
point out you haven't sent the message in the group chat since the first week?
Well,
and you notice
I wasn't
the
aware of
first
that.
week is the one that I actually had time to think about, and I smashed. The rest of it's shite.
Actually, you had yours via proxy on the second week.
I did.
You were
Actually,
away on international, so you did have a benefit there. We have delayed that just for you, Mouse. So Brentford versus West Ham. What's your scoreline there, mate?
1-0.
1-0. He loves a draw, this boy. He loves a draw.
Yeah, he got splinters in his arse hitting that phone.
And then we'll move on over to the shit side of Merseyside. We got Everton versus Brighton.
2-1 Everton. 2-1 Brighton.
And then Newcastle Arsenal.
2-2.
2 all written all over him.
It has got 2 all written
he
over
loves
it.
it.
And then
Well, Desmond.
Luton versus Liverpool.
4-0 Liverpool.
Oof, you just copied me today. And last but not least, Leicester versus Leeds.
It's a tough one, to be fair. Leicester are playing well, so
They are.
fuck you, Ryan. 3-0 Leicester.
I can't even complain about that one.
No, because it's a bit of a shit one for me because I think it probably will come in. So
Predicting you to say that is probably the only prediction I'll get right on this week. So, and if I could trouble you, you get the bonus of choosing first for the minute of the first scored goal across these fixtures.
6. No one's going lower than that because I think we'll get a goal at Luton. So that's my shout.
I hope we get more than one.
No, but early goal.
Yeah. And following in to the left to right, if I could get yours next, Shane, if we go to Brentford, West Ham.
2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham.
They have to bounce back after that Everton loss because that was abysmal.
It's embarrassing losing to them. Speaking of, Everton v Brighton.
Brighton 2-1.
Then we head down to Newcastle v Arsenal.
1-1.
The tricky one, that is.
Yeah.
And then we've got Luton versus Liverpool.
4-1 Liverpool.
And then, last but not least, Leicester versus Leeds.
Leicester 2-1.
Nice, I like the look of them picks. And your minute, remembering you can't choose 6th.
6. 8. I'll go 8.
8, Stevie G.
He's dangled someone in the middle there, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's someone's lining up for a sue there.
Fucking hell, oh no. What's just happened?
The next guy in, Ryan, if we could get your Brentford versus West Ham.
1-0 Brentford.
Well, Everton versus Brighton.
3-1 Brighton.
Newcastle, Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Luton versus Liverpool.
5-0 Liverpool.
Just one more than Mouse. And then, of course, Leicester versus Leeds.
Right, so my head is saying Leicester will win. My heart is saying a Leeds United 2-1 victory, and I'm going to go with my heart. So I'm going to say Leeds 2-1. Although there is probably a 95% chance that Leicester will beat us. And probably beat us to 0 as well, because defensively they're very good.
You've got to take them risks, mate. You got to follow your heart. That's what.
Of
that's
course.
That's what you got to do.
And my minute is the 9th. I'm going to go for the 9th.
Minute is the 9th. Oh, I really thought you were going to go for the 7th.
Don't be so silly.
Oof. Now we'll move on to you, Ash. We could be witnessing history here. You could be the highest scoring guest. You could be the lowest scoring guest. We won't know until we see the next guest. But if I could trouble you for a Brentford versus West Ham.
Going to go 2-1 West Ham.
And then Everton v Brighton.
3-0 Brighton.
And we've got Newcastle v Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Luton versus Liverpool.
I'm going for 6-0 Liverpool.
I hope that one comes in.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm putting a bet on that.
We'll take that.
Yeah, innit?
That'd be nice.
And to finish it off, we've got Leicester versus Leeds.
I'm going to go for Leeds. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leeds.
Yes, my boy.
Take it. And then, just as the guys have done before you, the minute that you think the first goal will be scored across these 5 fixtures.
4th minute.
Oh, he's gone low. It's looking lovely. And my predictions are a bit mental, to be fair. Mine are 2-2 for the Brentford-West Ham game. I've gone 3-1 Brighton for Everton. 2-2 for Newcastle v Arsenal. 4-0 to Liverpool against Luton. And I've gone for a cheeky little 1-1 draw for Leicester and Leeds. And my bonus minute is coming in at a massive 20th minute. That's the one I'm going for. Because for the second week in a row, the bonus goal was looking to be around about 22-21 besides one game. So I'm feeling that's going to come in sooner or later. So I'll go for the higher one. And you've all gone so low that it actually puts me in a good spot. But those are our predictions for this week. Obviously, as always, you can join in at home, you listeners. Give us a little tweet. Let us know what you're predicting. And we will obviously set up a separate table, a bit like Top Gear back in the day with the celebrity guests. So every guest we have as well will, whatever points total you get for that game week, you can hold the title for biggest game week, which could be an interesting one. So hopefully you get off to a blinder there, Ash.
Hopefully. I doubt it, though. I'm terrible at predictions.
We ain't much better. Don't you worry.
So long as that 6-0 one comes in, we're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm voting for.
That's one I actually don't want to come in because I think it would be so funny if you lost to Luton.
Yeah, I don't see it.
It won't happen.
to.
It won't happen.
them 3 that have come up are absolutely
They're
dreadful.
They're terrible.
Awful.
Diabolical. First of all, a massive thank you, Ash, for coming onto the pod. And just throwing some wisdom out there of stuff that we really haven't got a clue about it. And let's face it, we're not the wisest of bunch anyway. So huge thank you for coming on, mate. And hopefully you can come on again and we can kind of recap and rehash and try and get some more trading stuff out there. A massive thank you for everybody for tuning in. If you have any questions or queries or any suggestions for the pod, please get on to one of us via Twitter or at The Lengthy Lads on Twitter as well, via DM. Drop us a tweet, get involved. We love interacting with you guys, so everything that would be amazing. Let's get lengthy.